have any help or guidance on aphantasia? So you want to get into channeling or spiritual gifts, but we're not seeing anything in our mind's eye, in our imagination. And when we are watching people talk about psychic abilities, a lot of times clairvoyance is the one that they are referring to, psychic visions, kind of like Raven, where you're able to see into the future, or you're able to pick up on other people's energy fields and what they have going on based off of these images or these symbols that you are seeing. But that is not a clear ability that everyone is proficient in. When you go to research why you are not seeing images in your mind's eye, you might come across the terminology aphantasia, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to take this graph here and I want you to close your eyes for a second and envision an apple. What do you see? Now we're going to open our eyes. You might see it very clearly in your mind, like number 1 here, or you could be like number 5 and not see anything at all. And I would love to hear in the comments, which one of these are you at with the apple? I used to not see anything in my mind's eye either, which made it very frustrating giving sessions to people because I felt like I wasn't able to see things as clearly as others. But as I started researching about the other clear abilities, I figured out that I have different gifts and I didn't necessarily need to have clairvoyance in order to read other people. And so my strongest ones are clairsentience and claircognizance. Those are the psychic sense of feeling and knowing. Things just drop into my consciousness, or I feel images instead of seeing them. And there are a lot of other gifts as well, clear abilities. We have clairaudience and clairgustance and clairsalience and clairtangency. So I would recommend researching about those to begin with, because when I learned what my strongest abilities were, I didn't feel this deep internal urge to have psychic sight as much. So I learned how to open up my already innate abilities. I will give the advice that my guides one day said, hey, if you continue to say that you have aphantasia, then you will. You will not be able to see images in your mind. And when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That is a belief that I am carrying that is permeating into my reality, and I'm getting more evidence based off of that because I'm continuing to tell myself that I cannot see, when that's not actually true. I can see, but in different ways with my claircognizance and my clairsentience and my clairaudient abilities. And as soon as I switched my languaging, I am working on being able to see in my imagination. That's when I started getting glimpses of things with my clairvoyancy. Everyone has gifts within them that is already a part of their natural templates. And then there's other gifts that you have to continuously work on in order to become proficient in. It is a muscle that you have to build. And so this might be with you too, of, hey, maybe that's not one of our stronger gifts, but that doesn't mean that you cannot learn how to do it. Your other clear abilities are perfect for you. So in relation to me with clairsentience, I am able to feel things within people's fields because that's one of my stronger gifts. So I can talk to someone for 2 seconds and figure out if they have people pleasing or imposter syndrome, if they have something going on with lack mentality with their finances, if they've had certain experiences in childhood, because those are all frequencies that I can feel within others, and that makes me a really proficient frequency finder. So the type of work that is part of my soul mission is in tandem with my clairsentient abilities, right? So clairvoyancy might not be a part of your core soul template and mission, even though you can learn to do it, okay? So I would again suggest figuring out which one of your clairs are in the most resonance with you right now and diving a little bit deeper into those while still continuing to practice clairvoyant methods to strengthen in that area. A couple different things that you can do that helps me was to do children's guided meditations which are really fun and magical and whimsical. Unicorn land, dragon land, pirates, space pirates. Because that's fun and it's exciting and it's lighthearted, and it's not as much pressure of thinking I need to be able to do this in order to support myself or support other people in the collective. We're going in to have a good time. And also double checking if you have any trauma or PTSD from childhood in reference to seeing spirits, because that is one of the reasons that my clairvoyancy abilities were cut off in the first place, is because when I was younger, I could see spirits, and I grew up in a very religious household, and that was demonized, and I did not have anybody to talk to about it. Oftentimes I was seeing shadow people, and that's very scary as a child, and so as a safety mechanism, I turned those abilities down. That way I wasn't scared. And so that's something that I had to work on with my inner children throughout my journey, of teaching them that, hey, we have the tools and resources now to handle seeing spirits, but also just because other things look different from us doesn't mean that they're scary. And we have support if we were to go see something and we didn't know what it was. We have lots of people in our life that we can ask or we can research, but we don't have to live in that paradigm anymore. And that significantly helped me with being able to see with my psychic sight. Also, holding random objects in your home, something that brings up a lot of emotions with you, and you can actually sit there with it and practice seeing it in your mind appear. The more things that you sit and think about, especially with emotions behind it, is going to supercharge those images. Memories are a great way to do this too, because they're also in connection with emotions, and emotions are fuel for things, and they help us with our imaginative scapes. This takes practice of sitting in meditation. It doesn't have to be still meditation. A lot of people, especially neurodivergent people, don't do well with sitting in the silence. And if you're new to that, you don't have to do it. Go do an active meditation. Go walk near a lake or dance around your home. You can go swimming and practice when you are in the flow state and doing something that you enjoy, pulling up a memory or some type of object or something that is around you, like a tree or a flower, something that is bringing you joy when you think about it, and pulling it up in your mind's eye and continuing to do that throughout the day, and flexing that imaginative muscle will strengthen it, and it will tell your subconscious, hey, this is a really important goal for me. I want to put energy and intention into it so that I'm able to utilize my clairvoyant abilities. But we need to be a little bit more proactively talking back to self and affirming, I am learning how to use my clairvoyant abilities. I am able to see pictures very clearly in my mind. I have a strong imagination. I really enjoy being able to see the things that I want to see. All those affirmations are going to supercharge that gift. Also, listening to other channelers talk about clairvoyancy. That is how I opened up a lot of my channels for the other clairs as well, because it's activating. It is helping you remember that you have these inherent gifts within, and listening to a lot of other people talk about it gives you new tools and resources and ways to tap in. I would love to hear in the comments if you found this beneficial, and if you have any other questions about spiritual gifts, channeling, or esotericism. And I hope you have a super magical day.